Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the JustKenshi channel. So, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a tier list on all the Shikais and Bankais in type. So, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit the video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'm trying 20k subs, so please go. And also join up my Discord server in the description of this video, because I do a lot of type stuff in there, and we're going to be doing some giveaways very soon. So, like and subscribe, and join up with the giveaways. Now, let's jump into it. So, I'm going to be ranking them. B tier is going to be the worst ones in the game, A tier is going to be the decent ones, and then S tier is the best of the best. Now, starting off with B tier. In B tier, we have Confusion, we have Poison, we have Creation, and then we have, finally, Wind. Now, the reason these ones are here is mainly because half of them are just not viable in PvP compared to the other Shikais. For example, Confusion. Confusion is here mainly because Confusion is not that good for combat, because if you are skilled at finding confusion users, you can probably just get around how it works, because basically it just inverts your camera and stuff like that. It's not very hard to fight against. I mean, the Bankai is kind of tricky, but other than that, confusion is not that strong. Now, Poison is a new Shikai that came in a new update, but Poison is lackluster. The damage is not good. In the Bankai, the damage of the Bankai is only doing like half a bar. Bankai skills are supposed to do at least 1 bar to 2 bars, in my personal opinion, because, you know, you're popping Bankai. It's supposed to be like your ace in the hole, something that you're not supposed to like use all the time. That's why I have a long cooldown on it. Then something like Creation. Creation is good and all, but Creation suffers from the fact that it's not viable. The Shikai is not that viable for combat, because pretty much you can just dodge confusion all day, and plus this stealth you can fight against. I mean, there's some good confusion users out there, but other than that, yeah, confusion is not that good. Then Wind. Wind is good. Yes, Wind is good, but the thing is with Wind is the fact that Wind is low-key not that good. It's not that good if you know how to play around it. Like, most of the moves are blockable, and it's not that good for combat. And yeah, I know some people might use Confusion and stuff making their Shinji build, but in my personal opinion, Confusion is not that good for combat. It's really easy to punish. Poison is just lackluster. Now, A tier. A tier, we have the new Judgment, we have Zangetsu, we have Fire, we have Berserk, we have Water, we have Shadow, and then we have Suzumebachi. Now, Suzumebachi is here at the bottom, because Suzumebachi is only good if you have Hakuda, in my personal opinion, Hakuda or Kendo. Both of those are really good for Suzumebachi, but other than that, Suzumebachi damage is lackluster. And then let me get started on the Bankai. The Bankai is moves that are pretty easy to land. Well, the dash move is not that very easy, but it's kind of easy to land if you're very close to your opponent. But if you miss it, then you're just, I don't know what to say, because basically your Bankai moves are one-time use. You can't use them more than once. So the reason I have it at the bottom is because it's kind of a useless Bankai, because basically if you're not that skilled with your Bankai, well, you probably should be skilled with your Bankai, but if you're not that skilled with your Bankai and you missed both of these skills, you're just basically just still fighting with your Shikai, just with a Bankai buff, basically. Shadow's here as well, because I think Shadow's overrated just because it spawns a domain that does like no damage. Like, when you spawn the domain for Shadow, you take no damage, so it's kind of overrated in that department. But yeah, in my personal opinion, Shadow is not that good, because Shadow, most of the moves are blockable. Like, pretty much all the moves are blockable. I mean, you get an auto execution, but most of the moves are blockable, and it's very easy to fight against if you know how to play it. Just block it and dodge the multiple slashes that it does in Bankai, and the domain just run away from them. They can't really catch you that well. Now, Water's really good. I love Water. Water with Kendo is just perfection. As I said, A tier is only decent. That does not mean that they're bad. They're just decent. Now, Berserk. Berserk is pretty fun to play with. Like, I've had my most fun playing with Berserk. Like, when I first had my Shikai, Berserk is really fun to use. And then the Bankai just turns you into a red demon, and you just go crazy. And I really do like Berserk in this game. Probably one of the funnest Shikais to play in the game if you don't want to sweat. It's not that high damage, but it's pretty fun to play. Now, Fire. Fire Shikai is pretty strong. The burn damage is insane. They're doing a rework for Fire Shikai, so this might change in the future, depending. It might be S or it might go lower, depending on how they do the Shikai. But the Bankai damage is lackluster. But the crazy thing about the Bankai is that the Bankai can spawn zombies, which is insane. But yeah. Then at the top of A tier, I have Zangetsu. Now, this might be some bias because I'm a Zangetsu main, but Zangetsu is pretty strong. The new Bankai, literally the multi-cut move does like 2 bars, and then the other move, the multiple slashes in the disguise, that does like 2 bars too. So it's basically you did 4 bars already if you land both of your skills completely, and they're both easy to land if you just know how to aim. And the Bankai is pretty good, and the Shikai is pretty good as well, because you get a lot of hyper armor, so it's very annoying to fight against a Zangetsu player, which is gonna be insane. But yeah, that's pretty much for A tier. Now, for S tier. Now, S tier might be the most controversial one because I know a lot of people are very loyal to the stuff in S tier because they think that their Shikai is better than that one, but yeah, let's jump into it. So at the bottom S we have Flower. Now Flower is pretty good, probably one of the hardest boss fights for Soul Reapers, but it's very good. If you learn speed with Flower, you are going to be doing hella damage. I just love playing with Flower. Flower is probably like the most fun Shikai to play if you know how to play it. And also the AoE for the flower petals that you put around you, just brain dead as hell. I really do enjoy playing it. Like bro, Flower, if you want a fun Shikai to use and you get a legendary, please get Flower, because Flower is just so good. Though you might suffer on your Bankai boss fight, because that boss fight is insane. Like it took me like 3 days to actually beat the Flower boss, but we don't talk about that. Now, Ink. Ink is very annoying to fight against because of the hacks that it has. It doesn't do that much damage, but it has crazy hacks. Pretty canon to Ichibe. Now, one of the most annoying things about Ink is the fact that Ink disables your moves. Basically, if you have a good Ink user versus all these other Shikais, you could probably win with Ink, because a Bankai is insane. You make it so that you constantly hit people with your M1s when you put the ant on them, and also you can disable their skills as well in Bankai and in Shikai, so that's more annoying things about it. Like just I don't know, Ink is just a very annoying Shikai and Bankai to fight against, because you really have to be on your toes, making sure that they don't hit you with the debuffs and to hit you with the move cancellation. So yeah, good luck finding Ink users if they're very good with it. Now, for the next one that we have here is Tater. Tater is really good. The final play in Bankai does like 2 bars, and the lower you are, the more damage you do. So at one time in the Clan Wars, I got one-shotted by a Tater Bankai. I had 4 bars and I got one-shotted because he was so low. And I guess the skills with the lower you are, the more damage you do. So it's very annoying to fight against because yeah. And then the Shikai all around is pretty good. Like if you're not very experienced with fighting a Tater person, you'll really suffer, especially when they go under the floor and come into your shadow and just like hit you from the back. It's really strong. And then there's also other moves that the Shikai has. It's just all around just way better than like Ink. The reason I have it above Ink is because it does more damage than Ink, and Ink is more like a tactical hacks type of ability compared to a all offensive strong type Katen. Well, I'm just gonna call it Katen Kokotsu. Yeah, Katen Kokotsu is just like way better. But yeah, now the other one that we have here is Lightning. Now Lightning being a common is kind of insane, and the fact that it is not gotten nerfed is also insane. So for example, one thing, if you run speed Lightning, you're basically winning all your fights. Why? Mainly because literally in your Bankai you have stun M1s. All your M1s stun, and they make it so that you're stuck in place and can't flash step. You're stunned, then don't let me get started on the Bankai moves as you can see on screen. Boom, both of those are literally unbeatable to fight against. I mean, you could parry it, but it's literally annoying. This is probably the best boss raid Bankai, other than one that I'm going to talk about next, but this one is insane. Like, it's literally insane how much damage you can do with Lightning Bankai. And then when we get started on the Shikai, you literally have stun moves after stun move after TP moves. Like, it's just really annoying. It's just to call around. If you're finding a speed Lightning user, you probably will not catch them because they're just that fast and they have such high damage. Now, the other one that we have here is Blood. Blood is really good. Blood, on the other hand, is the reason is that I put something above Blood is because Blood, compared to the other one you don't really need skill for, but Blood you really need skill for. If you use Blood and you're good at Blood, you're very skilled. Because the fact is that you have to pay attention and make sure you land your moves for Blood. A lot of people may say Blood suck because they're not very good at landing your hits. Because something that Blood has is that if you miss your moves, you lose HP. And whenever you hit your moves, you gain HP. So it's basically a ace in the hole that you really need to hit your M1s and hit your moves if you want to live with Blood. Now, Blood Bankai all around is very on skill. You can just pretty much just spam your Blood M1s, or you can just use the Yashuru slashes. Like, it's just brain dead. It's just brain dead. A Blood user could beat a Lightning user if the Blood user knows how to use your Shikai well. And use it. Well, I mean, basically, Blood, all you need is whenever you pop Bankai, you just use your slashes because you heal and you do hella damage. Like, it's just very annoying to play against. Now, the best Bankai in the game at this current moment is Ice. The reason I have Ice here is because Ice is literally on skill. Like, you don't need skill to use Ice. The only thing that you probably need skill for is landing your counter. But other than that, Ice has infinite stun, which infinite freezes people. It has a better stun than Lightning, because Lightning only shocks you for a bit, but Ice, on the other hand, it completely freezes you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Tell me your guys' thoughts on the tier list and where would you rank stuff. Can you sign off? Love y'all and peace.